Hi guys, welcome to the CATWay. So in this video, we are going to solve our daily set. And before we begin, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Also, you can visit catway.in for more info on the CAT course. So now what do we have today is that the figure given below shows a water distribution system consisting of tank, pump and connecting pipelines. It supplies water to 5 cities named C1, C2, C3, C4 and C5. Now the water can flow only in one direction in a pipeline. Okay. The water stored initially in the tanks T1, T2, T3, T4 was 200, 300, 100 and 500. So that has been already mentioned over here. 100, 500 and everything is already mentioned over here. Okay. Then it says that the system starts when the water starts flowing out of each tank and is distributed equally among all the pipelines connected to a tank. The pumps do not consume any water and the volume of water coming in and going out of the pump is same. So the pumps, they are not going to hold any water and they are going to just pass it to different locations. Okay. Now the consumption of water, if in million gallons in C1, C4 and C5 is 250, 200 and 150. That has also been mentioned. 250, 150 and 200 has already been mentioned. Okay. Then what has been given is that consumption of water in C2 and C3 is in ratio 3:2. Now guys, the total water in the tank is 200 plus 300, that is 500, 600 and 1100. So total water in tank is 1100. Whereas the 3 cities for which we have been given the data is 250, 200, 450 and 150, that is 600 has been accounted for. That means there is still 500 million gallons of water that is unaccounted for and that is going to be distributed between C2 and C3. Right, and the ratio of C2 and C3 has been given to us as 3:2. So C2 will be having 300 millions and C3 will be having 200 millions. Okay, so C2 we can mark it as 300 and this we can mark it as 200. Okay, now everything is known to us. Now only we have to start with the direction. Okay, now one thing, if you remember, we learned that the system starts when water starts flowing out of each tank and is distributed equally among all the pipelines connected to a tank. So starting from the tank, there are whatever is the number of pipelines that are connected to that tank, the water will flow equally into them, right? So that means T1 has 200 and there are two pipelines, this and this connected. So in both the flow of water will be 100 and 100. In both of them, the flow of water will be 100 and 100. Similarly, for 500 of tank 4, it will be 250 and 250, right? 250 and 250. For T3, it is 100, so it will be 50 and 50 into both the pipelines. And for C5, it is for T2, it is 300, so it will be 100, 100 and 100 in each of them. Okay. Now, if you see, guys, that the water that came from T4, it went to directly to city 3 and city 3's requirement was 200. So 200 it consumed out of 250 and the remaining 50 it transferred it to P5. Okay. Similarly, for city 4, okay, for city 4, the consumption is 200, but it has only received 50 as of now. Okay, it has only received 50 as of now. Okay, so let's see what else can we do. Okay, so now what do you have is, now we know that in P2, from T4 to it is going to P2, so it is not going to come back from P2 to T4, right? So from P2, the only direction that is possible is this one, right? We will start mentioning the direction also, as water can flow only in one single direction in a single pipe. Okay, water is going to flow into a one single direction from every pipe. Okay, so this is what we have. And now C2 needs water, so this will be right like this. Take it. And what else can we deduct? Okay, so from P4 also we know that it will be going upwards only. Okay, now from P4 it is going 50. Okay, from P4 it is going 50. Now C5 ka 150 is accounted from over here. Okay, now C5 has also received 150 as it was required of it. Okay, that means C5 is going to transfer nothing to P3 and there is no direction is required. That means it will be 0 over here. Okay, it will be 0 over here. Now, if you see that the 100 that date came from T1 to P2, it has no other option but to go to directly to C1. So the pipeline connecting, just a second, guys. So the pipeline connecting P2 and C1 will also have 100 liters. Okay, it will also have 100 liters. And plus 250 that came from here will also go into the same pipeline. So the total water going to C1 is 350, right? Total water going to C1 is 350. Now C1's requirement is 250. So it will transfer 100 to P1. That means this is the direction. Now there are 3 inlets pipe into P1 and there is 1 pipe and it has to go it somewhere. So it will throw into this direction, right? Now P1 was receiving 100, 100 and 100. That means 300 is what he is transferring. P1 is transferring to P3, right? Now P3 will have to give it to somewhere. So that would be only option is P5. Now P3 will be giving 400 to P5, right? P3 will be giving 400 to P5. Okay. Now, you know, C4 has received water only from T3 and that is 50. That means the remaining quota will be completed by P5 and P5 is going to send 150 over there. Okay, P5 is going to send 150 over there. Take it. Now, so P5 was receiving 450 from here. Okay, from here and here. Okay. So total it was receiving 450. Out of that 150 it has given to C4. That means the remaining 300 it will be giving to C2 and C2 will be receiving all its water. Now with this, our diagram is complete. So let's move towards the question. What is the ratio of volume of water coming into the water, going out of C1? Okay, what is coming into C1? So 350 is what you can see is coming to C1. 350 is coming to C1. And what is going out of C1 if you see? So what is going out of C1 is 100. Okay, so 100 is going out of C1. So the ratio for this will be 7/2. Hence option number D is the right answer. Now what is the consumption of water in C2? So consumption of water in C2 is 200. Sorry, for C2 it is 300. So option number C is the right answer. Coming to question number 3. What is the volume of water that flows through the pipeline joining C5 and P3? So where do we have C5? So C5 is over here and P3 is over here. So the consumption of flow of water is 0. Hence option number D, none of these will be the right answer. So this was a pretty easy set, guys, and hope you have understood the set well. Thanks for watching.